right? Guys, we're officially recording the 6/25/2018 group chat. We got a bunch of people on here. Oh, we got, let's see, Lily hopped on, which is good. So we're going to talk about Craigslist to see if anyone has issues with Craigslist. And we might be using that principle today with Craigslist, guys, because I'm not going to lie, I've been having my assistant post mainly, so I'm not in it as much as I was before. So Chris is having issues with Craigslist. Is anyone else having issues with Craigslist? So let's clarify this. Is anyone having issues with, let's say, 50% or more of their ads not sticking? Because we're always going to have a percentage of ads that don't stick, at least for me personally. When I was posting the ads, guys, I was having, I would say about 75% of my ads stuck. There was always about 25% that didn't. Shit, it's 100% of the ones that aren't paid, Chris says. All right, so that's definitely an issue we want to address. Chris is having issues. We is having issues. Then the other question I want to ask you guys, because I might try to get some feedback from the team, is anyone on here having a good part of their ads stick? Is anyone on here, let's say, having 65%, if not more, of their ads sticking? If anyone on here is having the majority of your ads sticking, let me know, because I might be leaning on you a little bit to help me out with this. Is anyone on here, we'd say, fairly consistently posting on Craigslist and getting 65%, if not more, of your ads sticking on Craigslist? We say Chris is having issues, we's having issues. We got a few other people, guys. So if you guys are having issues or your ads are sticking, just let me know in the comments. I'm trying to get a David Kosciuszko comment. He said he's having a lot of his ads stick. I want to see where everyone else is at. If we got a lot of people that are having issues, or we got some people that are having ads stick, or maybe, guys, we have some people that are not posting on Craigslist like we should. So obviously that could be something that we need to work on too. I think it's just an IP issue, says we. So what do you mean by that? You think we just need to change our location? Like they're kind of tracking the IP address. We just need to look like we're posting from a different place, a different location, a different computer. Not going to lie, haven't posted in a while, just been renewing and still getting leads. All right, so we got sticky. And that's good, though. If we're renewing, that means it refreshes it, and if the ad's sticking, that's good. Yeah, so my plan is just to go to a local coffee shop and post there. Okay, fantastic. So, Chris, you said you're having issues posting on Craigslist. Can you share with me, have you tried, give me kind of a list of maybe some things you've tried to get them to stick? Have we made new accounts and they haven't worked? Have we tried to get a different IP address? Yeah, you can feel free to unmute and share. And we can kind of put a game plan together based on kind of where you're at now.
Honestly, all I've done is I posted ads and they got flagged. I've changed the title, the descriptions, stuff that I haven't used. And then that didn't work. I tried a whole new email, like I deleted all my emails and started fresh all over again, and that hasn't worked. I haven't tried the IP address. That was my next step, because they're actually like forcing me now to put in a location of like where I'm at. And I think that's kind of what's doing it. I don't know if... Maybe it's just because I have my it might have been because I have my location on too, because I usually don't have that on, but I've never been forced to put a location on, even if I had my location on.
Interesting. So let's go ahead and try a new IP address. So kind of for everyone else that's on here, right? If the kind of the steps that we look at if ads aren't sticking on Craigslist, and this is what I use, guys. When I was doing it myself, I had 22 different Craigslist accounts. So what I would do is the first thing I made sure I do is we have to make sure that we have a fair amount of different Craigslist accounts through different email addresses. That's kind of like the first offense. If you have one Craigslist account and you're trying to post 20 ads on that one Craigslist account, that's gonna be an issue. They don't like that, especially if you're posting in the same category. So what I was doing that was working, and well, we can talk about that in a sec, but what I was doing that was working is I would have a Craigslist account, and on that one Craigslist account, I would post in each category per Craigslist account. So someone let me know in the comments, guys, what are the categories that, the places we post to on Craigslist? And I'm going to type it out here too. There, hey, what's up, Kevin? There we go. All right, Nicole. I see Nicole over there studying. Wanted, general community, wanted, and financial services. Beautiful. Hey, see, you guys are on it. Beautiful. You guys are all absolutely right. Those are kind of the four main ones. So what I was doing is I had each Craigslist account, I would only post in each of those sections once. I noticed when I started to post a little bit more, sometimes I could get maybe 5 or 6 ads to stick on a Craigslist account, but if I started getting 7, 8, especially 10, they really started getting flagged. Now, just to kind of, I don't want to try to confuse anyone, but I know David Kosciuszko, he'll sometimes get 7, 8, 9 ads to stick on a Craigslist account. For me, I just found I needed more. And the thinking about it is Craigslist is kind of like all the other platforms. They want you to use the platform respectably. So if Craigslist sees, let's think about it from Craigslist size. If Craigslist, let's say who's on here. Let's say that Matt Swarner. Did I pronounce your last name right, Swarner? Say Matt S. So let's say that, all right, Swarner, all right, fantastic. Sometimes I get nervous saying names just because I'm horrible at names. So let's say Matt Swarner, he's like, let's say Matt Swarner owns Craigslist, okay? And Matt Swarner owns Craigslist, and someone named the name of Oscar comes on and he makes a Craigslist account. And Oscar makes a Craigslist account, and from that one Craigslist account, he posts one ad in the wanted section, one ad in general community. He lets a day go by. That's what I do, guys. I never post more than 2 ads a day per Craigslist account. So I'd have 4 ads in Craigslist accounts, but on one Craigslist account, we'll say Craigslist account A, I would post 2 ads. I would wait at least, maybe not a whole day, but I would at least wait maybe 6 hours. Then I would post 2 more. So Matt's over here watching Oscar, and Oscar posts an ad on wanted, an ad in general community, and then 8 hours later, Oscar posts an ad in financial and an ad in local news and views. Matt, what are you going to think? You're going to think that, all right, Oscar, he's posting an okay amount, but it doesn't look like he's abusing the platform, right? He's kind of, he's not posting a gazillion things right away because that would be kind of weird. It seems like he's kind of respecting the platform. Now let's say, we'll just pick on me. Let's say that Aaron comes on, and I make a Craigslist account, and then as soon as I make a Craigslist account, guys, I post 4 ads all back-to-back in the wanted section. Do you guys see how that might look a little bit fishy? That might look a little bit spammy, and there might be a higher chance that that Craigslist is going to, their algorithm's going to flag my my account. You guys see how that makes sense? I see Matt Swarner, the owner of Craigslist currently, he says yes, right? That kind of got a yup from Lily. That makes sense. So what I would recommend, guys, is have multiple accounts and post no more than 2 ads a day per account, and I would keep track of it, right? So I had a little spreadsheet, and I would keep track. So on this one, the first one, I posted in the wanted section, general community. Then the second account, I posted in local news and views and financial. And then the third one, I posted in general community and wanted section again, right? And then I'd wait a day, and then I'd go back and I'd post in the other 2 sections here, the other 2 sections here, the other 2 sections here, and then I'd leave it. Then I'd go make new Craigslist accounts. Now, what's one of the things we could do? When we make new Craigslist accounts, a lot of times it wants us to verify the accounts by phone number. So we can only use our phone number, I think, once or maybe a few times. What are some other things we can do to try to get different phone numbers that we can use to verify? Because I think they don't only use like a Google Voice number. I think they kind of track it, and it has to be like a real number. Chris says, pay people. Ding, 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 ding. When I was doing it, guys, if you guys go back on my Facebook 10 months ago, I was making statuses that said, hey, if you win $3, literally doing nothing, message me. Yeah, Chris says they don't only use Google Voice. Lily says use your family's number. So that's actually what I did. I used both my sister's numbers. Then I used mom's number. And they've been used to me doing weird stuff. So I said, hey, Craigslist is going to send you a code. When you get the code, just send it to me. Okay? So I basically assumed the sale. I did a tie-down question. And then as soon as they confirmed it, then I would enter their number and they'd get a message. After I used mom and dad and sisters, oh, we says he's been using 2 voice numbers. Hey, well, voice numbers work. If Google Voice numbers work, it's definitely something to work to, use as well. What I was doing, guys, I was making statuses saying, hey, if you win $3 doing nothing, message me. People would message me because they won $3 doing nothing. I would tell them what I was going to do. I kept it real simple, didn't make a big deal about it, right? Gave them the shortest information. Hey, Craigslist is going to send you I'd say, they'd message me and they'd say, what's up with the free money? And I would say, what's your phone number? And they'd send me their number. And I'd say, okay, great, comma. Craigslist is going to send you like a 6-digit code. When you get it, send it to me. And then I'm going to send you $3. Cool, question mark? They would say yes. Then I would get them to confirm it first. And I'd enter their number in the Craigslist account. They'd get the number. They'd send me the code. Then I'd usually just send them the $3 over Facebook is what I would do. So that's what I did, guys, to confirm like the majority of my accounts was using it that way. Lee says he's using Google Voice numbers, so if that works, go ahead and try it. Chris says they don't work anymore, but if you guys could definitely spend a couple minutes testing it out. I know that real numbers work fully, and then what I would do, guys, I'd have on the sheet all the different accounts, and then I would have the person's name and the number whose account I use to confirm it, because sometimes like a month later it'd make me confirm it again. So that's kind of the first thing. Sometimes, guys, just so you know, some of the accounts that I just had problems with it sticking. There were some accounts where it was like, some of the Craigslist accounts, guys, it was like 3 out of the 4 ads wouldn't stick. I don't know why. But then I had other Craigslist accounts, and 3 out of the 4 ads or 4 out of the 4 ads were sticking. And then sometimes I'd have issues. Like the wanted section, they were sticking a lot. In the general local news and views, I could only get like 40 to 50% of my ads to stick there. I don't know what it is. So that also shows that it's important to make sure that we're spread out, right? To make sure that we have a few accounts. Just like we have a few Facebook Marketplace accounts or OfferUp accounts, sometimes an account goes bad. You got to have a few accounts just to make sure that it's not a fluke. And then, of course, we got to be posting on all the different sections because maybe for whatever reason, local news and views, it's hard for the ads to stick. But in financial and wanted, a lot of the ads stick, so we're going to focus more on posting there. Then, guys, if we notice that a lot of the ads are sticking, it could be that Craigslist is tracking your IP address. I might mess up the terminology, but they're basically tracking the computer that you're posting from. And they say, oh, hold on now. So Matt's over there, and Matt's like, well, hold on now. I see that this person has a bunch of different accounts, but they're posting from the same location. That's kind of suspicious to me. I'm just going to go ahead and put a block or a warning sign on their location, and then that could block everything that happens in the location. The way we fix it, which is to go to the next level, the next step, guys, the next step above this is to change your location, and you do that by, it's like changing, I think knows more terminology, it's like changing your IP, right? Is that how it works, If you change your IP address, does that change the location? Makes it seem like you're starting from a fresh location? All right, I got a yes from Chris. And the way you can do that, guys, you can go to the library. You can also go and you can research what's called like IP changers or buy dedicated proxies. And then it can make it seem like when you do these, you can usually get them pretty cheap. But you can log in, and it makes it seem like you're posting from a brand new location. Or you can get like when I was doing it, I actually did it with something else. It's a VPN. I just tried it and it doesn't work. So that's weird. So I wonder why that wouldn't work. Because if it's do VPNs, do other people, Craigslist doesn't accept VPN. IP range gets abused. So let's see, it's a VPN, I just tried it and it doesn't work. Craigslist doesn't accept the VPN, okay. IP ranges get abused. So what about getting a dedicated proxy? So let me make sure I'm saying that right, because you can kind of get a network to where you share different IP addresses, but then you can also buy specific IP addresses that only use. It's like the same thing. But why is it that wouldn't work though? Because if it is a brand new location and you're the only one using it, it's not shared with a bunch of other people that are trying to do the same thing. How would that not work? It would make it seem like so-and-so is creating an account, a new account through a new location, and there's nothing that could track it back to it being that it's linked to the new location. If who is the IP, they will see it's a rented IP. Okay. Even if it's like a dedicated, am I saying that right? Buy dedicated proxies. All right, Wi-Fi near me like coffee shops or McDonald's. Okay, all right, that's very interesting. So if they do track it, guys, just because I'm saying this stuff, I would do all these things in this order. So we're going to make the counts, all this stuff, then try to change it. But we says you go to the local coffee shop or the McDonald's or somewhere local near you that has a Wi-Fi, then there's no way that they can track it. And there's no way they should be able to ban that. And what I would do, guys, I might be kind of picky about it, right? So I might go to the McDonald's. I might make a few accounts at the McDonald's, then a few accounts at Starbucks, and then a few accounts at the local library. So you're using different addresses. They can ban your MAC address, would have to change phone or computer. Okay. I would also go to the Apple Store, Best Buy, library. Fantastic, says Matt. Cool. All right. And I guess if they ban the address from the computer, says Chris, then we would want to change. I would Google, see if there's a way to mask that, or possibly see if you can just go to the library, right? If you go to the library and we use the library's computer on the library's IP address, that would be kind of safe. So I'm kind of giving you guys, this is like hopefully worst case scenarios. But guys, when I had 22 accounts going, I never had to do any of this IP address changing stuff. But this is kind of, I want to give you guys a game plan. So it's the most basic stuff, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. And, hell, it might be kind of a pain if you got to go to a couple different locations. But if that's what you got to do to get some ads to stick, and you're going to do it to make phones, hell, I would do it. I would spend 15, 20 minutes, a half an hour doing that to get the ad set up so I can start getting phones again. All right, very interesting, Chris. Fantastic. Cool. So that's the game plan I would give you, Chris, if I had to put something together. You can change your MAC address. I just Googled it. Fantastic. So you can change your MAC address. Or it might just increase my ad spend for it. It might just increase. You're talking about like paying for ads or the ad that you pay for a stick? Yep, paid ads. All right, so that's another thing, right? And this you got to see. I would probably just do the paid ads. I would try that before I want to get in my car, drive 10 minutes to the library. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying, we always want to manage our time, right? If you could pay $9 and get 3 ads up there, and one of those ads is going to get you a phone, you're going to make $100 on, it might be worth doing that. I would just Google how to change your MAC address, Matt, to be honest with you. I got no idea how to do it, but Kevin says he just Google it and you can change it, so I would just do it and follow the instructions. That's a little bit outside my realm of expertise. Was that helpful to you guys here? So that's kind of the fantastic, Kevin. There it is. Appreciate it, Kevin. You posting the link. Awesome. Was that helpful to everyone here? Kind of the basic stuff to the super duper tricky stuff. Hopefully you don't have to go to the super duper tricky stuff, but that's kind of the thing. And hey guys, look at that. That's kind of the mastermind principle, right? You guys shared stuff with me that I wouldn't think about. You can change your MAC address with Kevin found. And then we talk about going to the local coffee shop and going to the library. I didn't even think about that, and that's all legit. And if you do that, guys, there's no reason this should not work because ads are still sticking. You can go on Craigslist and you can see people with ads that are sticking now. That means it's not an issue globally. It's just something specifically which we need to tweak, which is a good thing because once we find the solution to that, we can tweak it and we can start to get our ads to stick. Give me a 1 in the chat, guys. I want to get some more feedback from everyone here. Give me a 1 in the chat if that was helpful. If you guys get any follow-up questions, let me know. Got a 1 from Kevin, 1 from Lee, 1 from Matt, 1 from Lily, 1 from Nicole. All right, fantastic. Every time I see Matt's name now, I'm going to think that he owns Craigslist because that's the example we said. But that'd be cool. You'd be cool owning Craigslist, right, Matt? I'll stop by the live tomorrow with a new account. Fantastic, Chris. And then let us know how it works, all right, Chris? So let us know. You go there, you do it. I would, I might start off real light, make 1 account, post 2 ads, see how it goes. That's what I would do. But give us some feedback. Let us know in the next level how it goes. All right, guys. So that answered that question. So, what do you guys want to talk about now? I want to, Tim posted a text combo breakdown, so I definitely like doing text combos. Does anyone here want to do a text combo breakdown? I'm going to let my phone and all reset for a while. I'm going to let my phone and all that reset for a while. Fantastic, Chris. Cool. And actually, I didn't know they could ban your computer, so that's good information. That's something that I learned. So, guys, we can do a text breakdown. I got this thing that we went over about 6 months ago. I think it'd be good to go over. It's called the it shows you where your time is going, And basically, guys, the reason that poor people stay poor and rich people do rich is rich people, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And rich people spend their time doing certain things and focus on doing certain tasks. Poor people spend their time doing and focusing on certain tasks. And it's this chart, you can look at it and you can see the activity that you're doing. Does it fall into like the $1 to $10 range or like the $100+ an hour range? And then obviously the more time you can spend in the areas that are going to create a lot of wealth, then you'll probably notice that you start making more money in your business. Chris says, let's do the chart again. All right. So you guys take a vote. Do we want to do the chart? Do we want to do a text breakdown? Which one do you guys want to do? Or do you want to do something else? If you guys have any questions, Annie, Chris, Nicole, Kevin, Carl, Matt, Oscar, any Steve M., Steve Roberts, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But if not, let's take a vote. Lily says, oh, wholesale buyers. All right, we could talk about that too. I forgot about that. People didn't want to know about that. So you guys take a vote. What do you guys want to talk about? Tell me what you want to go over first and then what you want to go over second. We probably only have time for 2 stuff. We could talk about how to get wholesale buyers. We can go over the chart, the time management chart, so you can look at it. You can print it out. You can see your time, where you should be spending your time at. Or we can do a text combo breakdown. Chart, then text breakdown, says Chris. All right, we got to vote in. What do you guys say? Give me some feedback, guys. I want to know. This is about you guys. I want to make sure that this chat is about helping you guys out as much. Chart, then text breakdown. Text, then wholesale buyers. So dang, we got kind of a variety. I agree with Lily. Okay. All right. Let's do the Lily thing. And Chris, if we don't do it this time, we'll do it on Thursday. That'll be the first thing we do. So we want to do a text breakdown, and then we want to talk about wholesale buyers. Is that right? All right. Sounds good, says Chris. Okay. That's kind of the cool things about doing these twice-a-week group chats. We get a lot of information in. All right. I got a cool from Lily. All right. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Now, is Tim on here? I don't think Tim's on here, but one of the things we do know about Tim is Tim consistently getting better, right? Guys, when Tim got started, he was kind of a mess. I'm not going to lie. Now, Tim's getting he's getting up there, guys. I'm not going to lie. Is there an issue with Let Go? Just had a message come in, but I can't see it. I'm not sure. Is that the first time that's ever happened or something consistent? If that's the first time it's ever happened, Steve, it's probably just a one-time thing. To be honest with you, right? Dang it, Tim. You guys are funny. I'm not sure. Well, Steve, let us know what's going on with that, but let's go ahead and dive into this text combo breakdown. All right, guys, so I'm going to need some feedback here. I'm going to need some feedback from you guys in the chat. So this person says, hi, you buy iPhones. So what's one of the things... Guys, one of the things we do is we always want to figure out kind of where the buyer is. Where's their mindset? What are they thinking? And also, how quickly do they want to quote? So what's one of the things we could tell from this? What's one of the things we could tell from this? He says, hi, you buy iPhones. So one of the things I'm thinking is he said the word hi. So he didn't just say you buy iPhones. He said the word hi. So it's kind of like he was introduced, or he or she, the person was introducing themselves, and they get right to it. You buy iPhones. They put a question mark. So I'm kind of getting the feeling that they're kind of right to the point, but they're kind of right to the point, but they did say the word hi, so they're not like fully right to the point. So I'm going to adjust what I'm saying to be right to the point, but maybe I might put hi or awesome or something like that, if that makes sense. Chris is a funny guy. So Tim says, I sure do. What do you have? Now, Chris says that he would have said, yes, I have one for sale. Well, what do you guys think is better with this, right? They say, hi, do you buy iPhones? I sure do return. What do you have, question mark? Or yes, have one for sale. Which one of those, let me know in the chat, which one would you guys have used? The one that Tim used or the one that Chris recommended in the chat? Oh, you guys got to let me know, guys. What are you guys thinking? Which one would you guys have used when you guys were doing the negotiating with this? All right, guys. Well, so I would have used, Nicole says Chris's. I would have used, so let's look at Tim's, right? Tim's is not bad. Tim says, I sure do. That's easy to understand, nothing complicated. Then he goes, what do you have, question mark. So it's not too bad. I like Chris's, though. I like Chris's. Why? Because Chris's is more right to the point. And I like when you say have one for sale, because then they can kind of give you the one, then they're going to tell you what they have. So it's more right to the point. Anytime in messaging, guys, where I can get right to the point, I can remove a few words or not send something I do, because messaging, guys, is very time sensitive. I mean, it's very time sensitive, and we want to make it flow and be real quick. Tim's, guys, is not bad. Chris is just a little bit better. Tim's is not bad by any means, but Chris is just a little bit, it's a little bit more right to the point. And you would only have to send one sentence, which I like. But because, Tim's is still not too bad, we're still going to get what they have. iPhone 6s, 128 gigabyte, rose gold, mint condition, still under warranty with the box and all, everything comes with it. So let's see, there's only one thing to do, guys, after we get this. There's only one thing to do. Well, let's take a step back, guys. There's 3 bits of information we need before we can make an offer on the phone. Is anyone here a professional phone flipper can tell me what those 3 things are? Just let me know. Oh, dang, Chris was like, Aaron is already going to ask this question. I might as well have it written out. All right, we got phone, we got the condition, and the carrier. Absolutely. That's the only 3 things we care about. We need to know what phone they have. We need to know the condition, and we need to know the carrier. Now, up in type of phone, condition, carrier, says Lily. Absolutely. Now, up where Tim lives, all the phones are unlocked, so he actually doesn't even have to ask the carrier, which is kind of cool. So we got the phone and we got the condition, so there's only one thing to do, which is to make an offer. Now, Tim, it looks like there was about 6 hours that went by before Tim saw this. So Tim says, sorry, I just saw this. Awesome, I can give you $125 for it. Not bad. So he's kind of acknowledging that he just saw the message, which I like. And then he says, awesome, I can give you $125 for it. I like the offer. Tim, if you're watching this replay, I'm going to rate everything. It'd be better to respond a little bit faster, right? But hey, you guys know that needs reworded. What needs reworded, Tim? Doesn't flow. All right, Tim. So Chris says, and Chris, what are you gonna? What would you suggest? What would you say? I would have said, sorry, just saw this. It's a great phone. I can give you $125 for it. That's what I would have said, guys. The reason I would have said that is the flow's a little bit better. I acknowledge it. Because I'm running a little late, I say it's a great phone. Guys, saying the word the great phone is a perfect line to throw in whenever you need to kind of agree with them, kind of make it seem like you're on their side. It's just a good thing. It makes them feel good. It kind of boosts their ego in a way. Does that kind of make sense, guys? Saying it's a great phone kind of boosts their ego in a way. And this guy, guys, he is going above and beyond to say it's in mint condition, it's still under warranty, in the box and everything that came with it. So this lead is spending time to show you how proud they are of their phone. So when you say it's a great phone, that makes them feel good a little bit. Then they're like, ha ha, I know it's a great phone, but thank you for acknowledging it. Yeah, it butters them up, says Steve. Does that make sense, guys? This is like super advanced. It's a very subtle thing, but it's just going to allow us to get a response a little bit better and to put us in their favor a little bit more. We're now going to be in their eyes a little bit more. I mean, guys, I was getting my laundry changed the other day, and this lady dyed her hair blue. And guys, I'm not going to lie, guys. The way she dyed her hair, it didn't really look that good. It didn't seem like it. It didn't look like she dyed it that good. But I know that she dyed her hair for, because she wanted to get it. Because, who dyes their hair blue unless they want to get attention? So when I walk in there, I'm always trying to be nice to everyone. I'm like, hi, I'm just here to drop off my laundry. She's like, all right. And I'm like, did you just dye your hair? She's like, and she immediately lit up. She's like, yes, I did. I just dyed it. She goes, you're the first person that noticed it. I'm like, I think, guys, I might have over-exaggerated. I was just trying to make her feel good, all right? So don't hate me. I was like, oh, yeah, it was the first thing I noticed. It looks great. I love how it stands out. She's like, oh, thank you, and she immediately lit up, right? So when we acknowledge it, it butters them up a little bit, like Steve says. It just makes them feel good. And it kind of, the buttering up is needed because it kind of helps offset the point where we wait 6 hours to respond to them. It gets them kind of more committed. Guys, give me a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Cool. 1 from Matt, the owner of Craigslist. 1 from Chris. All right, guys. Well, 1 from Lily. Fantastic. Chris is smart. See, guys, when you guys really start to understand this, and the only way to really start to understand this is just to message a gazillion trillion people, you can start to get a feel of when something is right and when something's not, and when to reword it. It's like a very powerful thing. You see, Chris is starting to understand that now, and that Chris, guys, done over $10,000. He's done $10,000 a month. He doesn't have a car. He gets people to drive to him. Not bad at all. So, guys, we're kind of starting to have an uphill battle a little bit because we could have worded that a little bit different, but we're still kind of in the game. So let's see what happens. Guy says, all right, no sorry. So, the guy says no sorry. So it's very short. The guy's very short. He doesn't want to renegotiate. He's just saying no sorry. Tim says it's a great phone. So I like that, Tim. Tim, if you're watching the replay, I'd give you a high five. I'd give you a fist bound. I'd do whatever. I like that, right? Yeah. There's no real reason, Tim, to know that we should have put it's a great phone before instead of you just got to kind of do it over and over again. So far, Tim, though, it's not bad. This is not bad at all. This is not bad at all. It's a great phone, so you're bettering them up. How much were you looking to get for it? The guy says, guys, I'm just going to say the guy. The guy says, I'll keep it for that price. All right, guys, so here's what we got to understand. Okay, so I'll keep it for that price. I always like to get a price that they want before moving forward. Sometimes, guys, what's one of the rules, right? One of the rules is we never pull out, right? That's one of the rules. Everyone remembers that rule, right? We stay fully committed in the interaction. So we don't want to pull out of the conversation, guys. Sometimes, guys, the lead wants to pull out of the conversation before moving forward. Yeah, Chris is right. I love it. Chris is absolutely right. Sometimes the lead guys, they want to pull out of the conversation. So sometimes they want to say, they don't want to tell you the price they want. They just want to back off, and they're afraid that their ego is going to be rejected, right? They don't want to feel rejected, so they want to leave the conversation. And it's our job as phone flipping professionals, if they try to lead out of the conversation, we got to stay in the conversation. So I always like to get a price moving forward, because if they can commit to a price, they're a little bit more committed to the overall interaction, and then we can move through the process. If they won't even give me a price on what they want, I could start to throw, though, it's a great phone, I buy and sell, all that stuff. I don't like to do that until I have a commitment in price, because if I have a commitment in price, they're a little bit more committed and they're more susceptible to the rest of the process. Sometimes, guys, and I'm not saying it's with this lead, but sometimes, guys, the leads pull out of the conversation so hard, you can throw, it's a great phone, I buy and sell, drive to you. They won't even process it because they don't even care. It's just like if you guys ever had someone talking to you, and maybe they're talking to you on the phone and you listen for the first 30 seconds and then you doze off, they don't even have their attention anymore. So we got to like get a little commitment from them so we have them invested a little bit to move the conversation forward. Give me a 2 in the chat if that makes sense. It's all these little things, guys. It's these little things over and over again that are going to make you really good at closing through messaging. And the good thing is, guys, this is a new language. I say this every single time, but learning how to close through text messaging is a new language. It's a totally new experience. It's like learning a new language. But once you get good at it, guys, you'll get a lot of deals. You guys want to know why? Because the competition is not at this level. They don't understand these very subtle yet powerful strategies and tactics and things that we understand. And one of the things that we know, guys, we understand that it's some of these very subtle things that make all the difference in the world. Chris says the competition sucks. A lot of times I do suck. So he says, I'll keep it for that price. So what would I have said? if he says, it's a great phone, how much were you looking to get? The guy said, I'll keep it for that price. I would have said, guys, I understand it's a great phone. I understand it's a great phone. I buy for a living. I understand. I buy for a living and would like to buy your phone. If you had to pick a number. No, I'm probably good. Would like to buy your phone. What would you be happy letting it go? All right, guys, so this is what I would have said after he says, I'll keep it for that price. I would have said, I understand it's a great phone. I buy for a living and would like to buy your phone. What would you be happy letting it go for? You can get away with a longer message now because he sent a longer message, right? So after this point, you could. Because he's a little bit more committed. You're right. I would try to keep it short. I would say this, though, in response to this. Instead of saying, is there any reasons why you're trying to sell the phone? I would have tried to get a price. So I would have said, it's a great phone. I understand it's a great phone. I would have complimented him again. I buy for a living and would like to buy your phone. What would you be happy letting it go for? So what would I be doing now? What's the point of me saying that, right? He's kind of like pulling away. Right, we're saying up to this point, Chris, so we're not saying this. We're saying up to this point right here. I'll keep it for that price. He's trying to pull away, so I'm trying to let him know, hey, it's a great phone. I buy for a living. I'm trying to let him know that I'm committed to reel him back in and get him back to go through the script. Does that kind of make sense? Chris says you need a price to negotiate him down. Absolutely, you do need the price to negotiate him down. So I'm going to try to work it and let him know that I'm committed and I want to buy his phone and show him interest, right? Show him that I'm committed to the conversation. I'm committed to buying him his phone, trying to reel him back in, get a price, and go from there. Give me a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. I know it's just one little line since I asked you guys to give me a 1 before, but it's these little details. You guys see that? It's these little tiny details. We get these little tiny details, right? Now let's see what Tim says. And I've done that before. I've had people, guys, they won't give me a price for 3 or 4 times, and they'll be like, no, I'll just keep it. And I'll be like, well, work with me. I can pay you more for your phone. I can drive to you today. I would throw a benefit. I'd be like, so sometimes I'll say what I'll say above, right? And they'll be like, no, I'll just keep it. And I'll be like, well, you messaged me because you want to sell it. It is a great phone. I could actually pay a lot more money for the phone. I'm just trying to make a little profit. What would you be happy letting it go for? Let's try, work with me here. I'll kind of be really empathetic and show them that I really want to buy their phone. I show them that I'm fully committed, and then they eventually give me a price. And then once I have a price, guys, I got them a little committed now to the interaction. Now, it's a great phone, blah, 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 blah. You wouldn't be okay letting it go for, only the X amount. I could drive it, so I kind of start that process. So let's see what Tim says. Is there any reasons why you're trying to sell the phone? So I see what Tim's doing, right? Well, listen, guys, Tim's staying in the conversation, right? He's asking a question, which isn't bad. I'm proud of you, Tim, for this. I upgraded to the 7 Plus. It's still under warranty. It has the case protectors on it since day one. It's in excellent condition. So the guy's, what do we know, God? What do we know about this? What can we tell? The guy's very proud of his phone. He's very proud of his phone. And he's proud of the condition he's kept his phone in. So we're going to keep that in our head and see if we can use that later. Tim says, Tim says, the highest I can go is 150. I can meet today and bring cash. So what Tim is trying to do, right, is Tim is trying to follow the script and throw some benefits out there, which I commend you for, Tim. Tim, I would say we got to get the price, right? We got to get the price. We're kind of losing him a little bit. We got to figure out the price that he wants before we move forward. He goes, no, sorry, I got to fast. How long have you been trying to sell? So Tim is saying some of the right stuff here. He's just kind of saying it a little bit out of context. And it's not really your fault, Tim, because you're still learning and growing and you're getting a lot better. You just got to kind of keep figuring this stuff out. You just got to kind of stick with it till you start to you got to kind of stick with it and keep trying this stuff out till you figure out the right order to put this stuff in some of these tough situations, if that makes sense. Chris says if he's not committed, it's in one ear, it's out the other. The other thing I would say, Tim, is Tim, guys, and Tim's okay with me saying this, has a track record of sometimes trying to make $100,000 billion trillion per phone. So if you were on this chat, Tim, I would try to figure out how much are you going to sell this for. Because if you're like, well, Aaron, I'm going to sell it for $450, then I'm going to say, Tim, why did we not offer him $300? All right? We got to make sure that we're going off the price sheet that David has. I mean, that's what we got to do. And sometimes taking a little less. You know, if it doesn't matter, guys, how good your negotiation is, guys. If you're offering $120 for an iPhone X Verizon, you're probably not going to get it. All the other stuff doesn't matter if we're not appraising it right. Okay? We can sometimes lowball a little bit, and the more we lowball, though, the better our skill set has to be to combat that. But it eventually gets to a point where the lowball is just too low, and they won't accept the offer. Not all the time, right? I've lowballed. I'm sure you guys have lowballed people where you bought the phone for $100, sold it for $300, $400, $500, right? That happens sometimes. But if they kind of, like this guy, he feels like he's got something good, right? So, because he said to us twice. What did he say twice? That it's under the warranty, blah, 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 mint, blah, 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 box, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Someone like that, guys, we're going to have to offer him a fair price, right? We're not going to be able to make hundreds on him. If it was someone they're like, oh, you know, my granddaughter, I'm not saying you should take advantage of people, but, you know, my granddaughter bought this phone for me. I don't use it anymore. I'm going back to a flip phone. And this is the picture. I don't even know what it is, and it's an iPhone X. We can probably get away lowballing it, but someone like this, guys, we can't. Does that make sense? So sometimes we have to adjust if we're going to lowball or offer a fair price based on the person and what we feel they know about their phone. Give me a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, guys. Got a one from Matt, one from Chris. So someone just said, 200 crack. Cool. One from Lily, one from Wayne, one from Michael. All right, fantastic. All right, guys. So I'm not going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to keep moving forward just because it's kind of it's kind of you know, we should have gotten a price. It's kind of hard. We're kind of fighting an uphill battle. I do like how you stayed in the conversation and you did respond to him. I'm just not going to move forward just because we're kind of losing him a little bit already. And but next time, Tim, what do we know? Next time, what do we know? Next time, we know that we're going to get a price before we move forward. And I shared with you the exact lines I would say. So just, hell, I mean, if it was me, I'd write them down somewhere. And then when I need to, I'd reference it. And next time you're in this situation, Tim, get a price before we move forward. Also, I see you're going up in price. You offered 125. Now we're offering 175. Someone like this that's fully committed, I'd start by offering 175, if not a little bit more. I would ask you how much it's going for, and I would say, hey, we don't want to be lowballing this person. So that's what I got for that. Woo! All right, guys. So that's kind of the text breakdown for that. But, hey, I see Tim. There was like 8 screenshots, so that means Tim's staying in the conversation. Not bad at all. I remember when Tim would say a couple lines, and that was it. So to see 8 pages of stuff, definitely always good. All right, so now we want to talk about, oh boy, we want to talk about wholesalers, right? How to find people to buy phones from you in bulk. Because, you know, Lily, if you don't want me to talk about, I was just teasing Lily, trying to tease Lily, but I'm not that good at making jokes. I was going to say, Lily, if you don't want me to talk about it, we'll just skip it, even though I know Lily wanted me to talk about it. All right. All right, guys. All right, so, okay, guys. So what a few people wanted me to go over is how, so I found a couple people, guys, that will buy phones directly from me through PayPal invoice. So what that means is when I get a phone, instead of listing it on eBay, I just create an invoice in PayPal, and the guy pays it, and I ship it to him through PayPal. And one of the benefits that's nice about it is you get instant money, and you know exactly what it's paying for. And sometimes you can also pay a little bit more. I pay the same amount. I personally pay the same amount because I want to make more money on it, right? It's you know, but you know, it's eBay higher price. Be careful. You got to be a little sneaky. eBay doesn't like it. There you go, buyer back. Okay. Yeah, we says there's less fee. So the benefits of it is you get the money right away. Sometimes they have a price sheet of what you're paying. So if you're negotiating on a phone, instead of appraising it on eBay, you can say, oh, I know my buyer is going to give me $600 for it. I'm going to give the guy $450. And you do skip the eBay fees. And sometimes, guys, the buyers, they pay similar to what it's sell on eBay. Sometimes they pay what it would sell on eBay after the fees or somewhere in the middle. Now, guys, before I talk about this, guys, well, let me ask you, who would like to learn how to find people like that to sell phones to? Okay, I'm gonna get you guys excited, and then I'm gonna break someone's heart. All right, I do. Says Matt. Says yes. Says Steve. Okay, and I know some of you guys have direct buyers that you've dealt with. Now I'm gonna put one little I don't want to say exception. One little I want to put a little warning out there first. All right, someone tell me. Some of you guys know me. What's the little warning I'm going to suggest? And then I'm going to share you guys exactly how to find these buyers. What's the little warning I'm going to suggest? Ding, ding, ding. Chris, you need to be sitting right next to me. I love it. So someone, guys, there's going to be someone watching this. And they, guys, had not put up an ad in 48 hours. There's going to be someone watching this either on the live or the replay. They haven't put up an ad on any platform in 48 hours. And then when they get off this chat, instead of putting up ads and getting leads, they're going to spend the next week trying to find people to sell phones to on eBay. And I am going to suggest that we stick to the basics. We put up the ads, and then, and only then, after we do the things we know we need to do to make money, then we do these things as well. All right? Is that fair, guys? Can I have your commitment here? I'm going to share with you guys how to find these people, and definitely go looking for these people, but don't forget to stick to the basics. Chris says I would hit 10,000 first. Well, you can do this while you're doing other stuff. I just don't want you guys to get distracted. I just don't want you guys to get distracted and do all those other things out there until you get the basics down. And listen, let's be honest. As long as you're doing the basics, guys, I'm happy. As long as you're putting up the ads and you're responding to leads and you're doing that first, if you want to look at websites to try to find phones fun or buy on bulk, that's totally cool. If you want to try to set up a website and figure out how to get people to ship phones from all over the U.S., totally cool, right? That's totally cool. But let's make sure you're making money as we're doing that process in case one of those things doesn't happen. And we're going to make money by putting up ads and responding to leads. All right. So with that said, guys, there's three main methods you can use to find people to buy from in bulk. So one of the things, guys, is simply by selling items on eBay. If you sell enough items on eBay, sometimes you'll get people that message you on eBay, or they'll find your email address from the PayPal transaction, and they'll send you an email, and they'll say, hey, I buy phones like this in the future. If you get any phones, let me know. We can do directly through eBay, or we can do directly through PayPal and avoid the fees. So the first thing to do is they'll reach out to you. Anyone that I've ever bought from, guys, or anyone that I found that's a direct buyer, and I only got a couple of them, they've reached out to me just because I don't really focus on it. I'm happy selling on eBay. The other thing you could do, so the first thing is they'll reach out to you. The second thing to do, guys, is you can reach out to them. So whenever an item sells, you could go to PayPal, and in the transaction, you can get their email address. Now, eBay doesn't like this. eBay wants you to go through them. But if and I've actually, there's some people who they don't like to do direct. It's weird. I've talked to a couple people. They just want to do through eBay. It's like their thing. They don't want to do through PayPal. But you can like go through, if someone buys an item, you can click the transaction, and through PayPal, you can see their email address, and you can send them an email directly. eBay doesn't like it if you're going through PayPal because then eBay's not making fees. But if you're emailing them directly through your email, eBay can't see that. There's no way they can see that. In the first email, I wouldn't say, hey, let's skip eBay fees, right? And I wouldn't say that. I'd say, hey, I'm the guy that sold you the phone. I'm the guy that sold you the phone. I get other phones like this. So if you're someone that buys phones like this consistently, let me know, and maybe we can work more closely together. You guys see the phrasing behind that? That way they don't get pissed. I wouldn't want anyone to get pissed and go report me and say, hey, look here, eBay. This guy emailed me. He says he's trying to go behind eBay. I would try to avoid that. So I'd word it very light. The third thing to do, guys, is you can also send out a little. I probably wouldn't take the time to do that, just because for me it wouldn't be worth the time. What I would do is I might have a little something I'd print off, and I would send it to them. So there'd be a little thing I'd put in I'd send them a note. Yes. I'd send them a note in every package that I send them, and I'd say, hey, thanks so much for your business. I hope you like the item. By the way, I get phones like this often. If you're someone that buys phones like this often, send me a text or an email, and maybe we can work more closely together and do more business. And they know what that means. When you say work more closely together, they know that means direct PayPal, right? And then you can get some people like that too. The final thing you can do is there's actually people that I found local in my area that buy phones for a pretty good price. So all you got to do that is just go to Craigslist and if you go to Craigslist and they you know where your ads are in the cell phone section or wanted section, other people's are there too. And if you message them, sometimes they're like us, but every now and then you'll find someone that they'll pay the price. They'll pay around a similar price of what it's selling for on eBay or what it would sell for on eBay after fees, and you could sell them phones directly. I've done that a couple times. I mean, there's this guy. Now, I haven't reached out to anyone like that. They've all reached out to me. But I found a guy, and I see his ads on Craigslist. And I bought an iPhone X from this guy the other day for $450. This local buyer buys it for $800 or $680. That's about what I'm going to make after doing the fees on eBay. And I don't have to worry about returns or listing it. So I literally picked up the phone for $450. I called it. I said, where are you at? I drove 15 minutes, dropped it off to him. He gave me $680. So I made $230 in cash without having to ship it. With that said, guys, 80% of all the deals I do, I still do on eBay. 80% of all the deals. This guy, guys, he only buys a couple phones, but I just kind of keep it in the back of my head. That, all right, if I come across a phone that he could buy, I'll probably just sell it to him, right? Or if I come across a phone that a couple of these direct people deal with, or the direct people on PayPal deal with, I'll sell to them, but I'm pretty much doing I'm still appraising on eBay. That's what I do, unless it's someone I've done with before. Now, the question might be, hold on now, Aaron, is selling on PayPal risky? PayPal has buyer and seller protection just like eBay. So I would not worry about it. I would make sure that if I sold them the phone on eBay, that they got the phone, they were happy with it, there wasn't any bullshit, when they got the phone and say they didn't get the phone. I might wait, once they get the phone and wait a couple days, and then I would start to do deals through eBay, but I'd warm it up, right? This one guy, a buddy of mine, he found a guy that buys pretty much all phones, all conditions. He's got a price sheet all the way from brand new sealed in the box to cracked screen front and back on an A+. So, the first invoice I would send the guy, it wouldn't be $5,000. It might be one or two phones, right? It might be a couple of phones, send it to him, make sure he gets it, make sure there's no problems, done nothing crazy, and then I kind of up it from there. That's kind of the process I would say I would follow. And of course, so that's the process I would follow. And again, just a disclaimer, right? I'm still doing 80% of my deals on eBay. I'm not even really looking for anyone because I'm happy on eBay. David Kosciuszko, guys, makes a fair amount of money in this business as well. I don't think he has any direct PayPal buyers. I think he does everything on eBay. With that said, though, when you find them, it's kind of nice, right? There's this one guy, guys, he only buys iPhone X's Sprints. He just wants a phone only, right? As long as it's in decent condition or better, that's all he cares about, right? It can't be locked or anything, the phone only. And he pays $550 now. So it's kind of nice, right? I mean, it's kind of nice if I find one of those, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to offer the guy $420. And if the guy accepts it, I'm going to pick up the phone, and as soon as I get the phone, Sometimes I'll send the guy a money request on my phone as I'm driving home, and sometimes the guy pays before I get home. So it's kind of a nice thing. I don't rely on it, right? I don't want anyone thinking, hold on now, Aaron, all I got to do is find someone to buy my phone directly, and then I can offer more money, and then to everyone locally, and then I don't have, we're going to get good at negotiation, right? We're going to get good at the basics, and then we're going to do all this. We can kind of combine all this other stuff as well, if that makes sense. Let's see. Chris says, send them a note in the package. Absolutely. I would just print out the big thing, and it would just be one of the things I put in the package. Hey, deal, boom, here's my thing. You're still protected from PayPal. Absolutely. Chris says they have buyer and seller protection. It's either very similar or like exactly like how eBay's is. Had to show your eBay numbers if you don't sell on eBay, says Chris. Yes, sir. Cool. All right, guys. So did that answer your question of how to find people to sell to, directly? It's definitely a benefit, right? I would definitely say keep doing the basics, right? Putting up ads and all that stuff. And hey, when you find those people, it's nice, right? I was like, hey, don't have to list the item, just dropped it off. But with that said, every other phone that I got today and every other phone that I got yesterday, I mean, those were all on eBay. Actually, none of them were direct PayPal invoices. Yep, you got to get good first, right? There's different levels to this business, right? So there's like the base level. David talked about this in one of the boot camps. I think it was the one that Lily and Chris were at. David talked, there's different levels, right? So level one is like, nothing about nothing. So level one, you just want to start to get phones. You just want to start put up a few ads, get a few phones. And by the way, guys, if you're not putting up ads daily, I would say you're not really serious about this business. I'm not even saying you don't have to put up ads. I'm not even saying you got to put up 10 ads on Craigslist. I'm saying if you're not putting up at least a few ads a day on at least one or two platforms to keep the leads rolling in, don't want to make any of you guys mad, but I would say you can't really be serious about this business. How could you be serious about this business if you're not doing the most important thing that everything else stems from? Getting good at negotiation, guys, stems from putting up ads and getting new leads. Finding direct buyers, you're not going to have anything to sell them if you're not putting up ads. There's some people, guys, who will come on this group chat, look at me for an hour. I don't know why you want to do that, but look at me for an hour, and they haven't spent 10 minutes all this week putting up ads. Some people have. More power to them. But some people haven't, guys. Make sure that we're prioritizing our time and taking the actions we need to take our business to the next level, all right? Not even to take our business to the next level sometimes. Sometimes just stay consistent and, make this business work. I say it all the time, guys. If you guys come and hang out with me, it's not really that fun. I wake up. Sometimes my air conditioning's busted, so I'm sweating a little bit in this room. I put up ads. I'm following up with leads. I'm getting phones. I'm doing the same stuff. But I do it consistently. And it works. So it's not really new or exciting, but what's exciting to me is making the money, right? Is making the money. I made over $2,500 in the last 7 days flipping phones. That's exciting to me, sticking with the basics. Is everyone here committed to sticking to the basics and putting up ads daily? Someone let me know in the comments. If we're going to start, we need to be putting up ads daily, guys. That's what we do as professional phone flippers. Lily says, yes, I am. Matt says, yes. And I know some of you guys on here, guys, because I've asked your numbers, I know some of you guys, you're like, that's me, Aaron. I put up ads daily. Like how many ads have you put up today? Right? We did $32,000 last month. How many ads you got? Chris, let me know how many ads you got. Chris did $10,000 a month. He doesn't have a car. He gets people to come to him. Okay? Uh-oh, you guys better not make me look bad. We're going to be like, Aaron, I haven't put up ads in 2 weeks. Look. We put up one ad on OfferUp, one ad on Let Go, one ad on Marketplaces, working on Craigslist again, all right? How long did it take you, to put up those ads on those platforms? I mean, did it take 8 hours? Did it take, 90 minutes? It took 2 minutes to put up ads on OfferUp, Let Go, and Facebook Marketplace. Okay, guys? We did $32,000 last month. So all I'm saying is if you're not hitting the numbers you want, I'd ask yourself, all right, how many ads have we put up today? And if we're not putting up ads daily, what can we do to make sure that moving forward, we start to do the things that we need to do to have success with this business? I'm hammer on this a little bit because I want everyone on here to make money with this business. Guys, you guys have been on this chat for an hour. There's a lot of things you guys could be doing besides listening to me. It's not just about getting the right information. It's also about taking the actions. It's about applying the information to your business. And the faster we can start to do this, the faster we can see success. So these levels, guys, the first level is just get stuff going. It's like just put up a couple ads and get some phones. Once you do that, level two, I would say, would be from going from $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month. And what can we do to go from $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month? If it was me, guys, all I would focus on to get to that next level is I focus on putting up ads on all the platforms, right? So instead of maybe an ad every now and then, it would be putting up ads, like a few ads on Craigslist, an ad on offer up, let go, 5 miles, Facebook Marketplace and Facebook groups. It'd be like posting daily for 30 days on all the platforms. You guys, let me ask you guys a question. If you guys posted ads, if you guys spend 10 minutes a day in the morning, if you guys just woke up 10 minutes early before you're supposed to woke up, you posted a few ads on Craigslist. We'll just say 4 ads on Craigslist. It's nothing crazy. An ad on OfferUp, Let Go, 5 miles on Marketplace, and you did that every day for 30 days, and you responded to all those leads. Do you think your business would be at a bare minimum, $3,000 to $5,000 more than how it's been on the last 31 days? What do you guys think? Just doing that one basic thing. The one consistent thing. Putting up ads daily on all the platforms for 30 days and responding to all the leads. You guys think your business might be at least $3,000 to $5,000 more in sales than it was the last 30 days. Matt says yes. Michael says yes. Michael says, I agree. Kevin says yes. For sure, says Nicole. See, so that's what I focus on, to go from 1,000 to 10,000 and that. And then, of course, getting better at negotiating. How do we get better at negotiating? One of the things is to come to next level group chats. We do all sorts of negotiation. If you want to really skyrocket, the professional, right, but not even the person that's really serious and wants to get good at this business, they wouldn't even come to the group chats. They would watch the replays of the group chats. They would log in to next level, and where I have the script, I have like 8 or 9 other text conversation breakdowns. Not only would they watch them once, guys, they would watch them 2 times and 3 times and 4 times and 5 times. There's this thing called Life Leadership. They're an MLM company, but they have self-improvement CDs. I got a big stack of their CDs. I got all their stuff. I spent all my money with them. There's certain CDs on there, guys, I've listened to over 20 and 30 times. There are free talks by Grant Cardone on YouTube I've listened to over 15, 16, 17, 18 times. You want to know why? Why do I do that? Because I want to get the information. I know that what they're saying is gold, and I want to program that stuff deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into my brain, right? You guys could do that with the script video. Anyone here think if they want the script video, guys, is an hour, it's 2 hours long. Does anyone here think if they want to watch the script video again, they might get some better information that they'd be able to apply next time they're negotiating to help them close a few more deals? Steve says, going to see Uncle G live Friday. Awesome, Steve. I saw that. You should definitely take some pictures, post it on Facebook, post it in the group. I love Uncle G. I got his wristbands on right here, right? So it would be posting ads and responding to leads. Now, let's say once you get to 10,000 a month, then to get from 10,000 to 20,000, then it's kind of like doing the same basics, but now building your relationships, right? It's kind of getting to the next step. It would be building relationships and getting really good at building relationships, getting really good at posting ads, getting really, really good at negotiating. Some people, like, they see me and you guys see I got the guy I told you about, the Russian guy that gets phones, right? Some people, they're not even at $4,000 a month, and they're trying to find someone like that. The reason I found someone like that, guys, I'm at that next level, right? I'm at that next level. Recently, guys, I printed out, I made some, built some relationships with people that own stores. I printed out a price sheet of what I'm buying phones from, and I dropped it off at these stores. Now, we'll see if they're going to start buying phones at that price sheet or not, but that's something I'm working on now. But that's like all the way up here, right? You know, we got to get good at the basics before we get good at the advanced stuff, right? Before I hired the VA for posting ads on Craigslist, I had 22 Craigslist accounts. What does that mean? I could tell the VA how to post the ads, what ads worked, and what ads didn't. Then when the VA did the work, just because I hired the VA, it's my job to make sure those ads are good and they're going to bring me business. After I hired the VA, I could go back and look, and I would say, all right, this is good. We need to change this title. We need to change this description. We need to change this image. I couldn't have done that if I didn't know what a good Craigslist ad will look like from the beginning. I had to post the ads, understood what the ads, good ads look like before I could hire someone and train them how to do good ads. Does that make sense? We start from here and then we level up. Kevin says, do you usually use business cards, Kevin? I do not use business cards. What I do is I program my number in their phone. I say, not all the time. Sometimes they can't handle it. Hey, if you got any other phones, you just let me know, blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, all right, cool, sounds good. I'll be like, sometimes I'm using a different account, right? So sometimes they think they're talking to Ashley on Facebook and really Aaron shows up. So I say, I'm using my friend Ashley's Facebook. Is it okay if I just gave you my number and save my number in your phone, and then if you have any phones, just let me know? And I save it as Aaron ATM phone guy in their phone. I do that because I want my name. I'm all about getting their attention. So if they open up their contacts, I want my name to be the first thing. Aaron ATM phone guy. Now you might say, Steve might be on here, and Steve's like, hold on now, Aaron, my name starts with an S. Well, I would save it as ATM Steve phone guy, or however you want to do it. I like to put A, though, because I want it when they open up their phone, I want them to see me all the time. I want them to see me when they wake up, when they go to bed. I want them to see me before they're going to work. I want them to see me when they're bored. That way, guys, when they have a phone they want to sell, they can just pick up their phone and text me. They don't have to go try to find me through Ashley's Facebook account. I'm not saying business cards aren't good. I just want to make it as close to them as they possibly can. Yep. They'll see me every time. And then what does that repetition do? Whenever they get a phone, right, or they have a friend that says, oh, I'm thinking about selling a phone, I'm the president, says Michael. And they say, oh, I'm trying to sell a phone. Their friend can be like, oh, their friend, because they've been seeing my name 8 times a day, or how many times do they go to their contacts? I don't know. They've been seeing my name 5 times a week for the last 6 months. Their friend's like, oh, there's this guy. He calls himself ATM Steve phone guy. He actually buys phones. Let me give you his number. Excuse me. Pardon. So that's what I do with that. I like to save it in their phone. That's what I got for you guys. Well, guys, we're kind of ending the end of the group chat. I got to go pick up a phone. You guys let me know. Was this helpful to you guys? Was this beneficial? What did we talk about? We went over a plan to get Craigslist ads to stick from basic all the way to super advanced. We talk about how to find direct people to buy phones from. As we focus on the basics, we talked about the importance of posting ads daily, right? How often do we post ads, guys? We post them daily. And then we went over a text combo with Tim, so I think we kind of covered a fair amount of stuff. Chris Kripe, if you would, just remind me to go over the chart next time. I think it'd be a great reminder. And that's what I got for you guys. I think about these chats a lot because I want to do what I can to provide as much value to you guys as you can. You guys paid money for Next Level. You're giving me your attention. So I try to cover a different parts. That's why you guys notice sometimes we do a bunch of text breakdowns. Sometimes we do advanced stuff. Sometimes we do basic stuff. Sometimes we focus on business and mindset stuff because I'm trying to help, the person that's here go from here, but I'm also trying to help the person that's too scared to even post an ad. Just take that one little action and post an ad. And so we're kind of working with people from all different groups of all different that are in all different levels in their phone flipping business, if that makes sense. All different positions. Got a very from Kevin. Yes, Nicole. Yes. Thanks, Evan, says Matt S. Thank you, Lily. Great chat as always. Appreciate it. Well, that's what I got for you guys. It was great hanging out with you guys. Hopefully you guys, you guys said you got value, but it was great hanging out with you guys. I'll see you guys in the next level. Any success you have, guys, post it in the next level. I love seeing you guys win. I love seeing the posts. I love seeing you guys closing with messages. It motivates other people as well because a rising tide raises all ships. If someone sees all these other people getting success, the person that's kind of watching from the corner, they're like, hold on now. If all these other people can do it, I can do it too. And it actually motivates others to start taking action, and that's what I want. I want everyone to be here to be making the money they want so they can live the life they want to live, because when you get this stuff down, guys, it's great. You can work a little bit. You can make very good money. You can have a very great lifestyle. Pleasure hanging out with you guys. I will see you guys in the Facebook group. You guys have a fantastic evening. Let's go out there, kick some butt,